She did not run a great campaign, and you're going to keep losing if you insist that she ran a great campaign.
I'm saying,
she didn't.
Look, there was no model for the campaign that she.
All right, everyone, let's jump straight into the chaos of political drama. So here's the deal. Bill Maher isn't holding back. He's peeling away the layers, exposing the deep flaws in Kamala Harris's campaign. And let's be real, this isn't just some minor misstep. Immigration and inflation, two major issues, were pretty much brushed aside.
The big issue, right, was immigration. And
inflation, immigration.
Those two are very big issues. And you asked Vice President Harris, why did you let all these people in for the last 4 years? She did not have an answer. I still don't know the answer. They actually could, with an executive order, shut it down as they did earlier this year. So why did they not do it 3 years earlier? And I think people felt she did not respond to that in any way. She had no answer on inflation, and she also seemed to represent that whole woke zone that people are sick to death of. And I think those three did it.
I agree with the first two, but I'm not going to get into this, oh, the people are too damn woke. That wasn't a...
How is that even possible? Meanwhile, Donna Brazile is trying to spin the story, insisting that everything was perfectly fine. Honestly, it's kind of baffling. The Democratic Party's refusal to acknowledge reality feels more like outright denial, and let's be real, it's falling apart at the seams. Hold on a second, if you enjoy content that cuts through the noise and tells it like it is, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, I'll wait. Done. Welcome aboard. Now, let's get back to it. So let's break down what Bill Maher had to say about Kamala Harris's campaign, and trust me, it's not looking good. Maher didn't sugarcoat anything. He went straight for the truth, pointing out that Harris struggled to connect with voters. And why? Well, according to him, it came down to her failure to address major concerns like immigration and inflation. He argues that the campaign felt completely out of touch, and let's just say, people noticed.
Needless to say, that did not go unnoticed.
I agree with the first two, but I'm not going to get into this, oh, the people are too damn woke. That wasn't an issue. What happened?
Yeah, it was.
I disagree with you.
I know, and that's why you're going to keep losing.
No, man, look.
I mean, it's not to go. Okay. But not to go.
On July 21st at 1:41 p.m., when Joe Biden announced that he was not going to, he was going to step down, Kamala Harris had to step up. Now, what other Democrat could have stepped up in that period of time?
We're not arguing about that.
All right.
We're arguing the campaign she ran. They asked her what she would do differently. She said, I can't think of anything. That's terrible.
How do we trust a party that was telling us with a straight face that Joe Biden could be president for 4 more years without any problem whatsoever? That's what the Democrats were telling us. It was a massive lie. We saw through it. Everyone saw through it.
Did you see him this week? Could you imagine if we were just starting on the next term? That was
First of all, happy birthday, Joe Biden. Happy birthday. Joe Biden turned 82 this week. All right. And Bill, I hope you're still kicking it.
Maher argues that Harris missed a crucial chance to tackle these pressing issues head-on. Immigration, let's be honest, played a major role in this election. Allowing large numbers of people in without clear policies or solutions left many, including Maher, questioning her leadership. He criticizes Harris for failing to provide answers when asked directly about the issue, despite holding the position of vice president, which gave her the authority to push for meaningful action. Instead, her silence was deafening, leaving people wondering why nothing was done sooner. Harris's handling of inflation, or rather her lack of it, also came under fire. Maher pointed out that Americans were already struggling with rising costs, yet her campaign largely ignored the problem instead of offering concrete solutions. And let's face it, it's hard to connect with voters when you stay quiet about the things that matter most to them. Maher, known for his blunt take on things, made it clear. Ignoring these issues wasn't just a mistake, it was a disaster. Then, Maher didn't hold back on Harris's association with what he calls the woke zone. According to him, people are just fed up. He argued that the campaign focused too much on politically correct rhetoric rather than real, practical solutions, which alienated voters instead of winning them over. It's like trying to sell people something they never wanted in the first place. Maher's issue isn't with the concerns themselves, but with how they're being addressed. He believes the party's failure isn't in recognizing problems, but in handling them with shallow, surface-level responses instead of real, meaningful change. It's not that these issues don't matter, it's that they're being approached in a way that feels detached and performative rather than impactful. Then there's what Maher calls the Democratic Party's self-delusion. He criticizes how they refuse to acknowledge their losses as a reflection of their own failures, acting as if ignoring the problems will make them disappear. This, according to Maher, is a dangerous pattern that continues to hurt the party's credibility. Maher also touches on the growing trend of cutting off family members over political disagreements, seeing it as another example of how deeply divided society has become. He challenges people to reconsider how political loyalty has started replacing personal relationships. The idea of cancel culture creeping into personal lives, especially family dynamics, is something he warns against. And honestly, he's got a point. When politics take priority over relationships, it's a clear sign of increasing polarization. While Maher doesn't blame just one side, he makes it obvious that Democrats need to step outside their bubble. They have to recognize that their rigid approach is pushing away even their most loyal supporters, turning them into skeptics or disengaged voters. Maher argues that if these issues remain unaddressed, the chance for unity and reconciliation becomes even more unlikely. He urges people to engage in conversations with those who hold different opinions instead of shutting them out completely. His message is simple: America needs more dialogue, not division. Instead of labeling and categorizing people, he pushes for a deeper understanding of individual perspectives. At the end of the day, Maher's words aren't just criticisms, they're a reality check on the deeper societal and political issues shaping today's landscape.
Psychiatric resident at Yale University, Amanda Calhoun, recently told Joy Reid it's okay to cut off family members if they voted for Trump and tell them, I'm not going to be around you this holiday. Oh, how pure. It's like not letting certain people sit with you on the bus. She also said that it shouldn't be automatic that family members think they're entitled to your time. She said that's just a societal norm. Family. Who do they think they are? Family? I mean, think about that. A mental health professional advising people to isolate during the holidays. And don't forget to drink too much and put on weight. And this Thanksgiving, before the big meal, remember to take turns saying what you're hateful about. You know who I really wouldn't want to have Thanksgiving dinner with? This overly educated, i.e. extremely stupid, ivory tower academic. But I would, because if we ever want this nation to heal, this is what we have to do. Force ourselves to reach out and find out why someone feels the way they do and make the choices they make without prejudging them.
Whether it's about confronting flawed campaign strategies or fostering a more open and meaningful dialogue among friends and family, there's plenty to break down. Alright, what's your take on all this? Do you agree with Maher's sharp criticism? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective on this wild political scene.